Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Stony Brook Media Group. My name is Anastasia Poulos.
And I'm Brittany Dietz. We have a lot to cover today, starting with the tragic events that occurred in Maine this past week.
The manhunt in Lewiston, Maine is still underway for the gunman who killed 18 and injured 13 on Wednesday, October 25th. Suspected gunman Robert Card is charged with the connection to the deadly shooting at Just in Time Recreational Bowling Alley and Shumangi's Bar and Grill. The ongoing shelter-in-place remains for almost 700 square miles of Maine as authorities are looking for leads to find the gunman who is still at large and considered armed and dangerous.
Please take note, the shelter-in-place order issued by the Lewiston Police Department remains in effect.
Law enforcement has been facing some challenges in this manhunt as the gunman was identified as a certified firearms instructor, and records provided from the Army show that he is in the Army Reserve. The suspect was recently hospitalized due to mental health issues, including hearing voices. Authorities have found the suspect's car that was abandoned near a boat launch where they have sent divers to search. Ariana Gordon, a student at the University of Maine at Farmington, shared her thoughts on the shooting, saying, quote, "I think mainly the fact that this kind of thing has never happened here since our cities are so small. I know it was children's night at the bowling alley. My dad, siblings, and my baby niece were right in the city when it happened. They didn't hear the gunshots, but police raced by and told them to leave the area immediately, shut down the restaurant they were at. A professor from my old college was killed, my dad's neighbor, his old friends. It's crazy he's still out there because he literally could be anywhere by now," end quote.
Members of this community are grappling with the sudden and tragic loss of their loved ones, and they hope the suspect is caught soon. The shooting has been the deadliest mass shooting this year and also the deadliest behind the Uvalde, Texas shooting. At this point in the year, there have been 566 mass shootings in the United States. We will keep you updated as the investigation continues. Now, we will turn to our international reporter, Zoe Busowitz, for updates on what is going on around the world. Zoe?
Thank you. On Wednesday, Category 5 Hurricane Otis hit the west coast of Mexico with little warning. The popular tourist destination and port city Acapulco was devastated by the storm, resulting in 27 deaths. Food, water, and gas are in scarce supply, and power and telecommunications systems remain collapsed. Mexican President López Obrador faces major criticisms as his previous budget cuts depleted Mexico's Natural Disaster Emergency Relief Fund. On October 7th, Palestinian militant group Hamas launched a violent attack on Israel, killing over 1,700 and taking over 200 hostages. 2 Americans and 2 Israelis have since been released, and talks are underway to release more hostages. This morning, Gaza's health ministry released the names and identification numbers of 6,700 Palestinians killed since the outbreak of the war. They state that another several hundred bodies have yet to be identified. On Thursday, Israel announced they killed 2 Hamas officials. Limited humanitarian aid is being allowed into Gaza as their medical system is under significant strain after a blast at a hospital. The blast is being investigated, and it cannot definitively be stated whether Israel or militant group Islamic Jihad is responsible for the explosion. American intelligence has declared high confidence that the blast is the result of a Palestinian rocket malfunction. Independent verification of claims made by Israel and Palestinian officials are currently near impossible due to border closings. More on this story as it develops. And now we have a package from Lauren Canavan, our international correspondent reporting from Spain.
Thursday, October 12th, was La Fiesta Nacional de España, or the National Day of Spain. The people of Madrid took to the streets to watch the annual military parade. Various departments of Spain's military were on the parade route, and some groups even performed patriotic songs. This national celebration began in 1892 to mark 400 years since explorer Christopher Columbus, funded by Spain, discovered America. However, today, the Spanish place higher emphasis on the celebration of the Virgin Mary and Spanish culture. The parade also featured traditional military vehicles and aviation flyovers. Those who were lucky enough even got a glimpse of King Felipe VI of Spain, who can be seen waving in the back of this black car. Signing off from Madrid, Lauren Canavan, Stony Brook Media Group.
That's all in international news. Back to you, Brittany and Anastasia.
Thanks, Zoe. In lighter notes, there are exciting things coming up in the entertainment industry. Let's check in with the latest news with our Media Minute reporter, Audrey Reynolds.
Happy Halloween, Seawolves, and welcome to the Media Minute, where you get all your updates on pop culture. I'm Audrey Reynolds, and now on to the most legendary night of the year, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. If you're a rock and roll fan like me, then you'll want to tune in on Friday, November 3rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. There will be a ceremony that is headlined by artists such as Adam Levine, Carrie Underwood, Stevie Nicks, and many more. I know I'm most excited to see Kate Bush, George Michaels, Missy Elliott, and DJ Kool Herc get inducted with such legendary company. Now on to the spooky season. October keeps on getting better and better with new horror movie releases. The horror movies that you should check out are The Exorcist Believer, Five Nights at Freddy's, When Evil Lurks, The Nun 2, and Talk to Me. These movies will have you tossing your popcorn in the air and sleeping with your nightlight on. And it wouldn't be Halloween if it wasn't for Heidi Klum's iconic costumes, would it? For over 2 decades now, the German model has been serving us these quirky ensembles, thus retaining her title as the queen of celebrity Halloween costumes. Her most iconic looks are the Worm, the Thriller Werewolf, and Jessica Rabbit. But I think she does have some competition this year because my charcuterie board costume will be taking home all the awards. Thank you for tuning in to the spooky edition of the Media Minute. Catch me next week for our daily pop culture rundown. Back to you, Brittany and Anastasia.
Thanks, Audrey. Halloween is just around the corner, which means some spooky plans. Do you have any plans this weekend for Halloween?
I'm not entirely sure yet, still trying to figure that out, but my best friend and I have a really fun Maleficent and Aurora Halloween costume, so I have to wear that somewhere. What about you?
Nice. No plans this weekend, unfortunately, but on Halloween night, I'm planning to go out to some houses and hoping to get some candy to take home.
Definitely.
I also love looking at how the houses decorate. It's all so fun and different, which makes me think of different Halloween traditions. So do you have any favorite Halloween traditions?
I would definitely say looking at the houses during Halloween time. There's one right across the street from my house, and they have these giant characters, skeletons and witches and stuff, and they talk to you at night, so it's a little bit spooky when you're going inside, but those are really fun.
Yeah, I always see the houses with the big 16-foot skeletons, and I'm like, how did you even set that up? And I also couldn't help notice your witch hat. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Thank you so much. Yes, this witch hat, she's from when I was 6, so it doesn't really fit on my head, but I keep it festive. I noticed your little cat mask too.
Yes, I figured I'd go classic with the black cat this Halloween. Yes.
So yes, we hope you have a spooktacular Halloween from the Stony Brook Media Group. I think that's all we have for today.
Yes, I'm Brittany Dietz.
And I'm Anastasia Poulos. Have a happy Halloween, Seawolves, and we'll see you next week.